Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Alexandra. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Today we're making one of my favorite Greek dishes. It's called Yemista and it's stuffed capsicum. So today I'm stuffing the capsicum with beef mince, rice, and a beautiful mixture of herbs and some tomato as well. There are plenty of ways that you can adjust this recipe to suit your lifestyle and your requirements better. So if you're happy to just have the traditional way, then follow along with this recipe. I'll have all of the ingredients in the description box down below. If you wanted to enjoy this recipe, but you wanted to use something that is lower in calories, higher in protein, you're more than welcome to switch out the beef mince for turkey or chicken mince. If you're vegetarian or vegan, you can use a beef mince substitute, or alternatively, you can just get rid of the mince completely and just take more of the rice and herb mixture. Totally fine, absolutely delicious, still very traditional as well. So Yemista doesn't have to just be stuffed capsicum, but it's just stuffed vegetables in general. I find that the capsicum are easiest to stuff because they keep their shape. You just have to cut the top off, clean it out real quick. You can also stuff tomatoes, zucchini, eggplant. My mom used to stuff potatoes when I was young, and that was my absolute favorite because it was carb on carb and it was just, oh, got me addicted. But today we're just going to be stuffing capsicum. I have the assortment of all three colors available to us: green, red, and yellow. I like to mix it up because I just find that the colors look so appetizing when you have a wide variety of colors in your pan. Alright, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is chop up the onion, garlic, and the spring onions. So now that the onion, garlic, and spring onions are all chopped up, now we are going to chop up the beautiful herbs to go in the dish. These really make the entire dish. So if you're thinking about making it and not putting the herbs in it, just do it. Just add the herbs. It'll just make everyone's life a lot better if you do it. So we have mint, continental parsley, and dill. We're gonna use about half of each of these bunches. I'm just gonna chop them up now, set them to the side because I'm gonna be cooking the onion, garlic, and the meat together with the rice before I add them. You don't wanna cook the herbs too early. You just wanna add it in, give it that nice flavor before it's ready to go. Cook the meat and rice together until the rice is almost cooked. Then we're going to add in the spring onions and the beautiful herbs, and then we're going to stuff our capsicum. So while we're waiting on that to cook, we're just going to cut the tops off of these little beauties, clean them out, and get them ready to stuff. You want to cut the top so that it stays together as a lid. So you don't want to cut it too shallow because it'll fall to pieces, and you want it to be able to sit back on top of it. So I like to cut it about there. And then I just kind of, has that inside bit, I just kind of cut around that. Then I get a spoon and it just like scoops out pretty easy. If you have any seeds stuck inside, you just want to rinse it out because they can be a little bit bitter. Oh shit. Well. sometimes they have like little babies growing inside of them, which is so weird. Like, I don't know if you can see that. That's pretty crazy. Anyway, we don't want to eat that, so just put that to the side. So I've already preheated the oven to 180 Celsius. If you're using Fahrenheit, it'll be about 350. So make sure that's preheated. What we're gonna do is just stuff the capsicums. So I've put it all nice and close. You don't wanna have to be moving around too much to do this bit. So I'm just gonna take the lid off and then hold the capsicum boat over the pot and just fill it. You don't want to overstuff the capsicum, so leave a little bit of room because the rice is going to continue to cook and expand. We're just going to place that there, pop this little lid back on, and we're ready for that. Okay, so the capsicum are all stuffed, they're in the pan, they're ready to go. You might have noticed that I've chopped up a few potatoes. I've also placed them in the pan. So now what I'm gonna do is just put a bit of extra olive oil all over the potatoes, take the lid off and drizzle a little bit of oil on top of each capsicum, and pop them in the oven. They're ready to go. These are so easy. Our Yemista are going to stay in the oven for about half an hour or so. Because the rice and the meat is already cooked inside, they don't need to cook for as long. This is probably the less traditional way to do it. I know that a lot of the more traditional Greek chefs have the raw meat and the uncooked rice, and then they cook that in the Yemista in the oven and they just cover it over and it cooks for a lot longer. I find that that's a lot more time consuming, and the rice sometimes comes out crunchy. I prefer the rice to be, you know, fully cooked. So this is the way I like to do it. I also find that it saves on time. So they're gonna cook for about half an hour or so, and then I will take them out and show you the final product.